Hey, my beautiful followers, how is everybody doing? So I am live streaming with my headphones today because I am at one of my favorite little coffee places. I actually only found it. It is right by my office. So if you're in the DFW area and you know where I'm at, then you know where my office is at too. It's only a couple minutes away from my office, and I only found it like 2 months ago, but it's a kind of quaint little coffee shop, and they also make like super yummy smoothies. And so I'm meeting a friend in a little while for coffee or smoothies or whatever, but there is traffic right in front of where I am, so that is why you guys get me on here today this way. But my topic today is actually coming from, so the other day I was with my lover, and we are having an intimate moment, and I was just really doing some beautiful exploration of his body, and I was enjoying it, and it was fun, and I was really just very present with his body. It was not about me at all. I was just totally into him and his body and all of that, and I'm sitting there, and I'm having hair issues today. Sorry. Having hair struggles. The hair struggle is real today. Need to go get my hair fixed. But anyway, sorry. Hair struggle and wind. Anyway, but I was with my lover, and I was really into him in this moment, and I was just enjoying it, and I was getting into it. And all of a sudden I look up, and his eyes were open, and he looked at me right in the eyes. And the look on his face, looking at me, it wasn't just a look on his face, because I think we all can have that like orgasmic energy. We get this beautiful look on our faces, and we have that O face thing kind of going on, and this was not the case. Not saying that he was not enjoying himself, but he looked at me just with this deep intensity and pleasure and adoration, this like adoration of like, and I can't even describe the look. It was this look of like, you are my goddess. Like, you are so beautiful. I adore you. And I don't want to get sacrilegious here, but like, I worship you. I think a lot of people in the tantric world, in the healing world, say like, oh, we use the word worship. That's not to say that we each have God inside of us, each and every single one of us. And so it is that true namaste principle of like, the God in me sees and honors the God in you kind of viewpoint, and we are one. And so it is this worshiping of the God-like self within each and every one of us. And he looked at me, and I was like, it took my breath away. Not that I don't know that he adores me and all of this, but it was this moment of like, and it actually went straight to my heart, and I was like it took a second for me to breathe through, and it was just a look. It was just a look. He was just laying there, and it was just simply a look. And this morning, as I was driving, because I do so much my inspiration truly comes when I'm just driving. Hold on, I need a smoothie break. I get tons of inspiration when I'm driving, and I get tons of inspiration when I'm out walking. But it is this idea of adoring people and being adored, and allowing it, and stepping into it. So many people, I work with so many clients in relationships and outside of relationships and business, they're like, I want to be adored by my followers, by my clients. And in relationship, they're like, I want my husband or my wife to look at me the way they used to. I want that look in their eyes that says, I love you, I adore you, I honor you for who you are right now, not who you're going to be in 10 years, not who you are growing to be, not who you were, but who you are right now. I want that look. years ago, and this is going back a while now, I wrote this entire article based off of Dave Matthews. Why is the song not coming to my head right this second? Brain lapse. I'm too young for that. Crash. The whole song Crash. And I wrote this entire article based on how he is looking at this woman, how he is honoring this woman, how he wants all of this woman. And it truly is how we should be looking at everybody in our life, but especially our life partners. And I think this is really up for me right now because we have summer orgasm camp coming up shortly. And I think a lot of people think the bedroom is all about the physical sensation, but just like when I was with my lover the other day, and really it was a look, and that look was like, and I'm turned on, and I'm excited, and yeah, like I was like ready. But it really was this like look, it was this intensity, it was this intention. And I think especially once we get into a relationship with somebody and we're moving through and we get into the mundane, it is so easy to look at others in our lives and look past those godlike principles that we each have inside of us, look past that beauty within. But also, and almost more importantly today, is so many of us, we want to be adored. We're like, please adore me, please love me, please see me, please love me unconditionally. Not just love me, please love me unconditionally. However, we don't want it. We hold it back at the same time. We desire it, we crave it. We're like, please look at me like that, please look at me like that. However, when somebody looks at us like that, that is so incredibly vulnerable. That is so incredibly soul opening. It is like somebody is looking through us in a positive way, but still somebody is seeing us. And as much as we want to be seen, as much as we want to be celebrated, as much as we want to be adored, it's incredibly vulnerable. It's incredibly vulnerable to breathe into that space, to have somebody looking at us like that. And then sometimes it can feel like a lot of pressure, and it is self-created pressure that we put on ourselves in those scenarios. But the truth is, like, if we're not adoring ourselves, we can't allow somebody else to adore us. We truly do not allow that energy in. I used to hate the phrase, like, you can only be loved as much as you love yourself. Kind of, there's different phrasing for it, but that's just the general feel of it. And I used to hate it because I was like, that's not true. And I think that in certain areas, but at the end of the day, it actually is very, very true. As much work as you've done on yourself, as much as depth as you've been willing to go to within yourself, is as far as you can allow somebody else to love you. And I do think there comes a point where yes, somebody can help tip the scales a little bit, but at the end of the day, if you're not consistently adoring yourself, if you're not loving yourself, it's going to be really difficult to allow that energy in. I think there's hold on, smoothie break. I'm getting dehydrated. It's going to be a hot one in Texas today. So I think also there is this level of feeling almost pushing away our worthiness in this adoration. Like, yes, we want people to adore us, and we can say this, we can verbalize this, but I can't tell you how many clients that I'll ask to give a brag about themselves, and they can't. They really struggle with brags. And that kind of goes with this. Like, if you can't brag about yourself, if you can't adore yourself, if you can't be like, yeah, I rock, then how are you really going to accept that from somebody else? Even in that moment when my lover looked at me, I went and I breathed into it. And I allowed it, and it felt freaking phenomenal to see that look on his eyes. However, I think it can be, like I said, very vulnerable, and we push it away. We don't want to really look at our level of worthiness in these situations. We go, oh no, I know I'm worthy. However, it's these little crumbs that come in each and every day that are teaching us a new level of worthiness. Like, yes, you might feel like, yes, I'm worthy. Yes, God loves me. Whatever your higher power is. It doesn't have to be God. You don't have to call it God. I don't really care. To be perfectly honest, I'll call it God for my live streams. They're my live streams. But I don't really care what your spiritual beliefs are. But it is these little nuggets to find a deeper level of worthiness, to find a deeper love of self. And the people in our lives give us these opportunities. And kind of going back for other people looking at us like they adore us. I think that can be a hard one for so many, I think, to see that look in somebody else's eyes. Then we put this responsibility on self, and that is all self-created, that is self-imposed, and we don't need to do that. And all we need to do is be us. All we need to do is stay within our soul kind of goal and our direction, and with our core and connection. But again, kind of like, I think this is really up for me right now, because we are going into summer orgasm camp with Kendall Williams. You can find that event on my events page. It's an amazing event. It's almost sold out, so please get your butt in there if you're in the DFW area and you're wanting to do it. Don't miss out. It is my favorite event. I say this every time because it is my favorite event of the year that I do. It is so expansive, but this is a piece of it. Looking at your woman like she is this goddess to be worshipped, because you see that level of your higher power, your God, your goddess, whatever, within her. And the same thing to your man. I think men get the short end of the stick a lot. We hear a lot about women being, like, worship your women, take care of your woman, but truly at the same length, men need that too. They need this worshiping. They need to be seen in that way. They need to be looked at in this way. While I was having this exchange with my lover, I was worshiping his body. I was enjoying it. It was not like we were not having sex, but I was just worshiping on his body. I was touching him and tickling him and just really into his energy. I was actually super into his energy in that moment. But it was me looking at him with this, like, seeing the God energy within him. And thus, he looked at me in the same way. It is this two-part. But I ask you, if you are in a deeper romantic relationship, I know I have a lot of couples right now that are really struggling to find that fire. I ask you, like, are you taking the time to truly see that deeper piece? Are you allowing yourself to adore this person? Are you allowing yourself to be adored? And that's even more important again today, is, are you allowing yourself to be adored? Because it feels good and it's okay. And I think we get in our society into this place of, like, we should not need anybody else to validate us. And the truth is, no, we shouldn't need anybody else to validate us. It is not like we should be validating ourselves. But let's get real. It feels good. It feels good when somebody else is validating us, when we get that adoration, when we get those boosts. Should that be all? No. If that is all you're looking for, if that is all you've got, then you don't have anything. You don't have that foundation. But to have this additional, to have this extra, can be so beautiful, can be so fulfilling, really completes that whole picture of love, because you're loving self and you're sending that energy out, and thus other people are loving you. And I think it is seen often as, oh, well, you don't want to brag, you don't want to think too much of yourself. I think that's bullshit. I think we have created a society that looks at loving self as being powerful, especially as a woman, as a negative thing. Like, Like if you love yourself, if you're like, no, like I am awesome, you're seen as like snooty or self-centered or not caring about others, and that's crazy. This is craziness. And so my message for today, because I do have my friend is about to be here. He should be arriving any moment, so I don't want to be stopping my live when he walks up. So my message today is to really look at how you're adoring yourself, how you're allowing yourself to be adored. And if you're really sinking that energy in, I don't know why I'm playing with this pen. I keep grabbing my pen. But if you're really letting that energy sink into your soul, and if you're choosing to look at others in your life with the same level of adoration, and I'm gonna say, like, with that look of like namaste, like, yes, I see you. Or if you are blocking, and I almost challenge you all to go do some journaling, like if I allowed myself to be adored today, it would look like, and just go and just do like a stream of consciousness journaling, and just really let yourself kind of go into that and do a journaling on all the ways I do not allow myself to be adored as well. And so, yeah, go into that, do that journaling. I promise you that will come up with a whole bunch of stuff for you, a whole level of new insights into where you're blocking love, where you're blocking your receiving, and also where you're blocking sharing that same love with others. So yeah, as I said several times, OCamp is coming up on August 10th. I have Empowering Bitch, a body mapping workshop, coming up on the 17th of August. And then next weekend, next Saturday, I am doing a tantric integration puja. This is not like a normal puja. This is all about self-love and action and integrating that into your life, because Tantra is all about weaving things together. And so we're going to be weaving some more self-love into our lives. And that is all my in-person stuff if you're in the DFW area, but I always have stuff going online, so just stay up to date at addisonbill.net. If this touched you in any form or fashion, if you really enjoyed the message, please like, share, comment, and help me get my message out there. Okay, guys, I am going to go enjoy my yummy smoothie, and I hope you guys have a blessed and amazing rest of your day. Remember, go start living it, stop faking it. All right, guys, I love you. Bye.